I'm Gertrude.
And I'm Matilda.
This is Shady Shack News. Today we're doing a report
on drought and famine. Low precipitation over an extended period of time causes droughts. Some conditions that also cause droughts are climate change, ocean temperature, and changes in local landscapes. Some causes of famine are conflict, displacement, chronic poverty, food insecurity, natural disasters, and climate change.
Here are some examples of natural disasters that would cause famine.
Some current scenarios that allow this issue to exist include when the weather is drier than normal and there is little precipitation. Changes in atmosphere and climate can contribute to the cause of droughts. Droughts can impact agriculture and environment, which leads to famine.
These are some examples of areas that are currently experiencing drought.
Now for some context behind these issues. Countries are not able to feed their people or water their crops. Livestock are dying and diseases are breaking out. Back to you, Gertrude.
A very helpful action that has been taking place for the countries that are in a state of famine is to bring them non-perishable foods. A lot of countries have been trying to preserve water in the face of a drought. Here's a chart of the number of undernourished people worldwide from 2005 to 2021.
Here are some examples of non-perishable foods that would be helpful to countries that are experiencing famine.
Over to you, Matilda.
Thanks, Gertrude. These actions have helped many countries, but unfortunately, the results only last for a period of time. Some countries started preserving water too late and don't have enough to last however long the drought is going to be. Back to you, Gertrude.
That's heartbreaking news, Matilda. The world is in a devastating place right now. Many countries are experiencing droughts all around the world for various reasons. Because of these droughts, there are some nations that are struggling with famine, which leads to poverty and starvation.
These are people whose countries are in a state of famine.
Now we hear from Matilda on the way to solve these issues.
Yes, Gertrude, even though our world is going through these problems currently, there are still solutions, like not letting water out of our reservoirs or giving countries in a state of famine non-perishable foods. Now, back to Gertrude with who should act and why them.
Here are some examples of ways to save water to help prevent droughts.
Thanks, Matilda. People in a high place of power should take these methods into consideration. If they were in a place of need, they would want other countries to do the same for them. The United Nations World Food Program is helping fight hunger around the world. In addition to providing food assistance, they work with communities to improve nutrition. Countries should help fund organizations like this. Now to Matilda with the needed resources for this solution.
Thanks, Gertrude. The resources that we would need are money funded from different countries, non-perishable and nutritious food, and cooperation between different nations. Different ambassadors would have to go to the countries in need and deliver food and water. Doctors would need to go to assess the health situation and give cures to those with curable diseases. But how realistic is this solution? Will those who need to cooperate? Let's find out. Back to you, Gertrude.
This solution seems very effective because it would decrease the starvation throughout the world. One of the problems would be certain nations' unwillingness to cooperate and work with other countries.
It would be pretty problematic if nations didn't cooperate with each other, because then there wouldn't be as much money as possible that could go into this process. Acquiring enough money would also be another problem. Now some quotes on this topic presented by Gertrude.
According to the World Health Organization, 80 to 90% of natural disasters in the last 10 years are from floods, droughts, and severe storms. The World Food Program made this comment about global famine. As many as 828 million people are unsure of where their next meal is coming from. Back to you, Matilda.
No, back to you, Gertrude.
No, Matilda, we discussed this before. Back to you.
No, Gertrude, it's your turn to talk.
As you can see, there are many problems in our world today on the topic of famine and drought.
There are also many solutions. What can you do to help the countries in need?
This is Gertrude
And Matilda
on Shady Shack News.